healing the world through one symbiote invasion at a time. But regardless, welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very exciting Marvel Spider-Man 2 related video, where recently, specifically in the realm of Marvel Comics, we did receive some very interesting updates pertaining to the overall status of Insomniac's version of Venom, and that we will be seeing more of him in the near future. So if you're excited to see even more of Insomniac's version of Venom brought to life, then definitely be sure to thwip that like button and subscribe to the channel for even more Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Marvel Games videos down the line. So to swing right into the thick of things is that we did receive a very interesting article from Marvel Entertainment, as well as some very detailed posts from one of the writers over at Marvel with none other than Christos Gage, who you may know best as one of the main co-writers who worked on Spider-Man PS4. But instead of writing about Spider-Man this time around, we got a complete announcement from Marvel is that Christos will be working on a brand new Marvel comic titled Venomverse Reborn. And while this could have merely been a fun Venom multiverse story that simply features a plethora of different iterations of the character within this comic, the biggest takeaway that is to be seen from this announcement is that Insomniac Games' own individual rendition of Venom will in fact be featured within this comic. And what's crazier is that we even get to see Harry Osborn's version of Venom fully takes center stage in the brand new Venomverse Reborn comic cover, which not only looks flat out awesome, but this is technically the very first time that we have ever seen Insomniac's version of Venom be featured in a fully published Marvel comic, which in my opinion is straight up badass. Although, the story that is planning on being told within this comic is even more interesting. Whereas this news article was written directly by Marvel themselves, is that across 4 thrilling issues, Venomverse Reborn will see superstar creators put unique spins on the symbiote mythos and unleash bold developments on established symbiote heroes and villains. Ranging from horror to fantasy and everything in between, Venomverse Reborn offers something for every fan. And each jam-packed issue will be framed by a pivotal new Venom story by current Venom writer Al Ewing. Don't miss a beat as Venom's current mastermind architect teams up with artist Danilo S. Beyruth to lay the groundwork for the next symbiote epic. But the most important thing to take away from these 4 upcoming Venomverse issues is that in Venomverse Reborn number 1, Benjamin Percy and Brian Level kick things off with a tale of the murder of the Earth's mightiest heroes by one of their own. But who? Then, Christos Gage drags the Venom from Insomniac Games' Marvel Spider-Man 2 across the Venomverse to take on Null, who, if you don't know, is the overall creator and the god of the symbiotes. And to finalize this Marvel article is that the main writer of the Venom comics with Al Ewing shared the following: "I'm doing the framing sequence for these issues, and that means I get to see every one of these new symbiote sensations hit my inbox before anyone else outside editorial. And that's definitely a perk of the job. As for what's in that framing story, if you've been a fan of some of the more cosmic aspects we've brought to Venom of late, you should be more than happy. But the beauty of an anthology series like this is that there's something to please everyone who dives into our lake of goo." And coming straight from the mouth of the writer himself who will be tackling Insomniac's Venom in comic form is the one and only Christos Gage, where he went on to say, "This June, I am thrilled to re-team with original X-Men pals Greg Land and Jay Leistein to bring the Harry Osborn Venom from the Insomniac Marvel Spider-Man 2 video game into the 616 Marvel Universe to face Null. 10 pages of awesomeness, all for you." And on top of that, Christos went on to actually answer some fans' questions underneath this post, where we did get some clarification as to the exact timeline as to when these stories intersect. Where Christos went on to confirm is that this overall Venomverse Reborn story arc does take place during the recent invasion that Null had had on Earth, and specifically for Insomniac's Venom himself, is that apparently this story will be taking place during the events of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, where if I had to guess, I would say that this narrative for Harry does take place right after he kills Kraven as Venom, primarily considering that Harry would be too busy during the events of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 with healing the world while this Venomverse story is occurring. So in short, everybody, is that this is absolutely insane. For starters, I just think that's pretty darn cool that we're actually going to see even more of Insomniac's version of Venom be fleshed out further within this comic storyline. But whether or not this storyline actually ends up being canon to the universe of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, that is still relatively unknown. And even for the other Marvel Spider-Man tie-in comic books that have released in the past, mainly with that with City at War, Velocity, and The Black Cat Strikes, it is left rather ambiguous as to whether or not those comics directly tie into the main events of the game as canon or not. But the second most interesting thing about this is that we're actually going to see Insomniac's version of Venom go up against Null, where if you did happen to watch my Marvel Spider-Man 2 Venom video essay, which I highly recommend that you check out if you haven't already, there's already quite a lot of references to Null's possible existence within the Insomniac Spider-Man universe, as well as explains the symbiote's deeper connection to the meteorite and the hive mind within the third act of the game's narrative. So if Christos is able to give even more of an elaboration on how Venom is operating within Marvel Spider-Man 2 through this upcoming encounter that he will have with Null, it will actually add a great deal of context to the third act of the game's story, and might even save even more intriguing narrative bits for the future that Insomniac could potentially use further down the line. Because I, for one, do not think that we have seen the last of Harry Osborn's Venom. Now, this news might seem a bit confusing to some of you, considering that we already got a pretty clear-cut ending for Venom's character within the finale of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, where Peter, Miles, and MJ, using the particle accelerator that was placed within the Emily May Foundation, were fully able to destroy the meteorite in which the symbiote originated from. And through its destruction, we were able to see the remaining amount of symbiotes scattered across Marvel's New York be completely eliminated. However, I still think it's safe to say that this isn't the last time that we'll actually see the symbiotes appear within Insomniac's Spider-Man universe. And to double down on that aspect even further, is that I still think that there is a very good chance that there are remnants of the Venom symbiote remaining within Harry's bloodstream, just like what we saw with Peter in the game right before he got the anti-Venom symbiote. And purely based on how much research and lore that Insomniac already incorporated within Venom's character as a whole, I still think that there's plenty of room to spare in order to develop his character even further. And I, for one, can't wait to see what could come next. But with all that said, everybody, that's the video I have for all you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about this upcoming Venomverse comic, and what would you like to see from Insomniac's version of Venom during this storyline? Let me know what you think. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel Spider-Man 2 and other Marvel Games videos like this in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans, and until next time, peace out.